very beginning, when she was small, all she ever wanted to do was teach. We had a very good childhood. Our parents were very loving and caring. My father loved Sylvia. She was the apple of his eye. But we were totally different as people. I found that I was rather reserved, whereas Sylvia was quite an extrovert. And she and Maisie always were very good friends, and they thoroughly enjoyed their childhood.
She was always the leader. I was a bit behind. She was always the one who killed the spiders that I didn't fancy. She was always the one to make the best of things. We went to Holland on a school trip when we were very young, and it was the first time any of us had been abroad just after the war. And she was the one who made the best of things. She was staying in the crummiest place. And that was just Sylvia. She just made the best of things. Where I moaned, she made the best of things.
I remember she met Alan on holiday, and the first thing he did when he went home to his parents was to say to them, "I've met the girl I'm going to marry." My mother and father accepted Alan because they thought he was a very nice young man, and he loved Sylvia very much. She went to America without any hesitation at all, and we'd never been out of the country.
I don't think it was easy for them in the beginning, but they settled down.
She's a very loving sister. We try to visit as many places that we haven't been before. On her last visit we went to Ireland and we had a lovely time. My brother-in-law is a saint. Alan has been a great stalwart. He stood by her through thick and thin, and they've always had a very, very loving relationship.
I still have lots of friends from school days, but nobody as close as I was to Sylvia. And it was nice to know that I could still go back over after so many years and still giggle about the same daft things and have the same time with her that I used to when we were young.
I love you more.
And frankly, it doesn't seem that long ago since we were young.
I was a part of a group going into her room in the morning to have a cup of coffee and just chit-chat before the kids came through the doors. And she just is always very upbeat and made us feel very welcome and just a happy way to begin the day. Sometimes it was the only sane moment of the entire day.
Her reputation in the community is exemplary. Parents know that she treats the children with great respect, but also is quite demanding, and at the same time it's a very warm place.
The Mrs. Hildred experience is a lively classroom, and it's a fun classroom, and it's where she is larger than life, a motivating force. She engenders in the children a love for reading, a love for learning, and just a love for being there.
She was my favorite teacher, and I learned a lot from her.
She's tenacious. The kids immediately respect her. I think they're initially a little intimidated by her, but with the wonderment and respect that comes from someone who clearly is in control and at the same time has a deep-rooted heartfelt love for kids.
I'm sending a special bear hug from me to you. Yours truly, Caitlin and Beth.
I think of her as the finest from the old school, someone who my mother would say you could take her anywhere and any day, and that she really loved her children.
I think of the adventure that we had, and in addition to that, the adventure she's going to have as she retires. The fires that we had to put out, the very one in my classroom, that she may or may not have remembered. For her sense of humor, which was so great for all of us. She kept us bubbling. And because she's British, she's the queen for all times.
My oldest was going into kindergarten, and we had friends here who said, oh, but the best is yet to come. You have to meet Sylvia Hildred. And sure enough, Katie ended up getting Mrs. Hildred, as did my son Matthew. And the best part was that they all came home rolling their R's, which they were very proud of, because Sylvia had taught them how to do it.
Bye, Sylvia. Good luck.
She's just been a great friend, and I'm going to miss her a lot.
Bye, Sylvia.
Enjoy your retirement, Sylvia. We'll miss you.
Sylvia insisted the children be called by their real given names. So Beth became Elizabeth, and Jay became James, and that's what they still refer to themselves as.
What stands out most in my mind is that she's got a tremendous amount of class. She's a classy lady.
I'm going to miss you.
Did you remember to put his eye in, too?
Yeah.
And you folded it all these different ways and got fish. Congratulations, that was great.
May the only stress in your life be waiting for the sun to rise and the sun to set. And I hope that the checkoff list in your office is composed of wonderful things to do to fill your life with every dream that you deserve.
I've considered you a woman of class. There were just so many things that you have done that were very thoughtful, unselfish, and done with a touch of style. I remember personally some things that we may, or you may have shared with me, whether it be flowers for different reasons, or congratulatory notes, or even the poem that you shared and composed at our 25th wedding anniversary many years ago.
It had a really big impact on Sam and her siblings. She would grab anybody within hearing so that she could read to them. We owe that to you.
She just has a warmth, a zing to her personality. She's just a live wire, but she's loving and firm at the same time.
She's one classy lady. We'll miss you and have a wonderful time in Florida.
Life starts now, after you leave teaching.
If there's anything I can do to make you stay here, I'd like to do that, and I'm really going to miss you.
She had a sense of humor, she motivated the kids, and covered the entire curriculum and more, and the kids loved school.
She can always look at the funny side of something happening, and even if it's a disaster, she'll start laughing about it and just start all over again.
She is always ready to help and willing to give of herself, extra time, money, gifts, doesn't matter what.
I'm going to miss seeing your car in that special slot every morning with the Hildred plates on it, and I hope some morning to walk into school and find it sitting there once again.
Bye.
Bye.
Best of luck.
Take care.
Have fun.
-3, -4, -5, -6.
Yes, stop. You'll be here all afternoon saying negative numbers.
We are begging you to stay one more year. We don't know whatever gave you this idea that you had to retire. You don't have to turn the contract in until August, and you look what you will be missing.
We certainly will have to get together because I'm going to miss you.
Sylvia, we love you and we'll be thinking of you. Bye-bye.
She had all three of my children many years ago, and they're all very different from one another, yet she was able to bring out what was special in each one of them.
Sylvia, I wish you well in Florida, and I hope that you'll come back to Miller School and have lunch with us sometime.
You are terrific, and I am really going to miss you.
She was a lovely person. She really was. I enjoyed going into her classroom. She was not only an outstanding person, but she was a teacher that had a velvet glove, just what these children needed.
I have a lot of fond memories, and I hope that I'll get down to Florida to visit Sylvia and Alan, and they'll come up north, and I have room for them to stay. So that's like an end of an era. We'll all miss her a lot.
As she ventures on this new path in life, I wish her the very best in the years ahead. Best wishes, Sylvia.
No, I'm going to miss her. I think she's been a real good inspiration to us all.
As a third grade teacher who's had children of hers, they love reading because Sylvia gives them a lot of love of reading. And I'm going to miss her as a reading buddy next year.
She's got a special place in our hearts, I'm sure. She's in yours and everybody else's, so, you know, she's one of my favorite people. I'm going to miss her. I'm going to cry because I love her. She's wonderful.
I think of Sylvia like a solid gold Cadillac. She's always there, very flexible, very caring, and very giving. She's the person who befriended me when I first came here, and she was really good about driving back and forth to Trumbull, but I didn't know where we were going. And I picture her always behind the wheel, very confident and very generous with her time and her good deeds.
Darren was diagnosed with diabetes, and school had already let out, and this was kind of a real shock to us. And somehow Sylvia found out what had happened, and there was a delivery at our door one day from the Vermont Teddy Bear Company. Mrs. Hildred loves bears. I don't know how many times she might have heard this yet. And she sent along PC, Darren named, for Darren to wish him well and hope that he'd be handling his new challenge well.
Bye, Mrs. Hildred. I am going to miss you a lot. I'm going to miss you very much. You were probably my best teacher I've probably ever had.
When you move from one place to another, it's the people you leave behind that you miss so much. Knowing that somebody that we've been so close to and we love so dearly is coming down, it's the missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle that's going to make it a whole picture again.
We belong to the same yacht club and did a lot of things there, and we've missed that. And we're really, really looking forward to taking that up again. Alan and Sylvia are responsible for us being here in the first place. The beauty of Sarasota is certainly the floral aspect, the waterways, the beaches, the color of the skies, the wildlife, and just the comfort of the climate itself is so sympathetic to our way of life. And it makes people want to live longer and be a lot happier. Knowing Sylvia the way we do, and knowing her ability as a teacher, I can't help but believe that there's a lot of good people in the world today because of her.
It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth.